Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are that come up with the cards that come up for you in this reading today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here. So let's begin and find out what messages come through and what cards come out for you. So the first card we have is the Nine of Swords. You do have some air sign energy with this. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or even Aquarius. We have the Chariot. And with the Chariot card, we do have some Cancer energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer. And the Magician, which is Gemini energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have the World card showing up in the reverse. So with this World card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like unfinished business. This also does feel like a need for being able to kind of resolve an issue that has gone unaddressed for long enough. I do feel like with this World card showing up in the reverse, that this does feel like also being in a space where it feels like you're going through something. It's like a repeating pattern. So I do feel like there is also some kind of a lesson that's supposed to be obtained from the situation. But with the Nine of Swords, I do feel like someone is really losing sleep over you, Sagittarius. And I do feel like with this Nine of Swords, this is someone who is in a space where they are really experiencing a lot of either stress or overthinking. And I do feel like with this Nine of Swords, it does feel like this person is in a space where it is kind of getting to them. Do you feel like they could be really overthinking things? But I feel that it is also I feel like it's also a situation that's causing a lot of worry for them. But I definitely feel like they're all in their head about you. With the Chariot card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of moving forward. And I also feel like with this Chariot card, this is really an energy of being in a space where there is even determination when it comes to being able to move forward. So I do feel like this does feel like a lot of personal progress, and I feel like that could also be on a personal level as far as being able to experience a lot of things working out for you right now. And I do feel like this is an energy of really being in a space where it's like you are on to the next. I do feel like with this Chariot card showing up over here, this does also feel like an energy of really being determined to really either have some progress or be able to make things move. I also feel like with this Chariot card that this is also an energy of actually wanting to be able to see a connection move forward and being able to get past any obstacles that come along. I do feel like there is also some differences within your connection between yourself and someone, but I do feel like you're two very different people, but it works in that way to your favor. I do feel like it's complementing energies. With the Magician card showing up over here, this does feel like a very proactive energy. I do feel like there's definitely going to be action taken within your connection. And I do feel like with the Magician card, that there's even a lot of excitement about being able to actually take action in your connection. I feel like this is a really ready to do that energy. So I do feel like there's going to be some actions taken towards being able to either deepen a connection or to be able to actually have forward movements in a connection. So I do feel like this is a very intentional and also very progressive energy with that Chariot card. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Wands showing up in the reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles also in the reverse. So with this Five of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of somebody may be coming back to a situation or maybe bringing up something from the past. I do feel like with that World card, this does feel like unfinished business. I do feel like with the Five of Pentacles, though, that this is an energy of wanting to be able to either bring back healing or having healing within a connection as a result of kind of addressing something from the past. I do feel like, though, with this Five of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of experiencing what may have felt like abandonment. And I do feel like with this Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, it's almost an apologetic energy around a situation where somebody may have kind of abandoned prematurely a situation. I do feel like with that World card showing up in the reverse, that this is actually having an experience of kind of rehashing or readdressing something from the past, some kind of unfinished business. And with the Five of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of actually being able to work through difficulties. I do feel like it is like healing, and this does feel like getting past difficulties and having that shift in the connection. I do feel like with that Page of Swords, this does feel like an energy of infatuation. I feel like this is actually very new or budding feelings that someone has, and I feel that this person may be someone who doesn't know how to, it could be overwhelming them. And I do feel like with this Page of Cups that this person has feelings for you. I do feel like that's something they feel a lot of admiration. I feel like it's infatuation as well, but I definitely feel like this person has feelings, and I feel like he could be getting the best of them. We have the Knight of Pentacles showing up here under this Chariot card. With this Knight of Pentacles, this does feel like a slow to move forward kind of energy, but I also feel like there's a lot of thought being put into any actions and being able to move things forward in a connection. I do feel like there is a sense of actually getting to a space where there's more confidence being built up in this connection with that Chariot card. And I feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, taking the time to really go back and forth within thinking about a connection is also bringing about some clarity. I also feel like with that Knight of Pentacles, this does feel like a very cautious energy. So I do feel like with that Chariot card, this feels like a very certain and decisive energy before taking action. I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, this is an energy of someone coming towards you. I feel that this person is really in a space where they are in their head. They're really going back and forth and really thinking about what's the best way to approach things or to approach you. I also feel like there's a sense of being very, perhaps even overthinking and being a little bit too specific. I feel like it's almost like it's becoming a delay in some way. And I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles showing up underneath this Chariot card, that you may feel like the pace at which things are moving is either something that's agitating you or is something that is kind of out of balance. I do feel like with this Ace of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a little bit of a false start. I do feel like with this Ace of Wands showing up in the reverse, things may be off to a start that's quite strong, but I do feel like there is also a sense of experiencing some pause following that. And I do feel like because of that, it feels like a false start. But with the Magician card, this does feel like there is an intention and there is action. And I do feel like with this Ace of Wands showing up in the reverse, that it's also a bit more deliberate. It's also one that is based upon something more grounded rather than the passion or feelings. And I do feel like with this Ace of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a connection that is more intentional. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have religious factors, we have true love, and we have new love. So with this religious factors card showing up over here, this does feel like the kind of connection, I feel that there's a sense of really going about things in a very particular way. And I feel like that could be based upon the understanding that this person has come to adopt when it comes to the outlook on relationships. I feel like it's aligned with their spirituality or their faith or their religion. do feel like morals, their values, all of that is something that is also going to play a part in this connection. I even feel that that's something you could have in common in this connection. Just I also feel like with this religious factors card showing up over here, this does feel like a connection that almost feels like a courting instead of just, it's not just starting, it's not starting impulsively or based on a spark, which is why this ace of, and getting this pertaining to the ace of wands showing up in the reverse, I feel like it's very deliberate, and I feel like also there's a cautious approach towards it. With the true love card showing up over here, this does feel like also a sense of being able to work your way towards being able to have a connection that's going to be one that is going to go the distance. I do feel like there is a strong sense of also feeling strongly towards this connection. I feel like there's strong feelings here. It's like you can feel that it is something that is going to have a very big impact in the grand scheme of things, and I do feel like it will with the true love card showing up here by this chariot card, and with the new love card showing up over here. I do feel like this ace of wands is the sense of being able to experience a new connection. I do feel like even with the magician card, this is a new journey that you're venturing into. Do you feel like this is a new connection that is about to start or in the initial phases? I also feel like within a connection, this is really being able to experience what feels like renewal. I also feel like with the world card showing up in the reverse, that being able to work out past issues and actually kind of get on the same page and start anew, start afresh. I do feel like this new love card showing up over here does feel like being able to get close to somebody new, and I do feel like it is one that starts out gradually, but I definitely feel like there's strong feelings that this person has for you, and I do feel like that there's an effort being made to get that across to you as well. But I do feel like with that chariot card, there is also the sense of excited energy with this connection. And even with that magician card, I do feel like it's also going to be a lot of experiences that come up in this connection. And I do feel like it is like a connection where you are also experiencing being able to connect from a place of being in a space where you're ready for it. With that Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, I do feel like even in other ways, like practical ways, and being able to be practically of service to each other, I do feel like with the Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, this is also being in a better place for a connection to be able to progress and evolve. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.